Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Python for Machine Learning Mastery Masterclass. Thank you very much for coming. I hope everybody is well, and I hope you all can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know. Send me a chat, a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me. Can everybody hear me? Let me know that you can hear me. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dami. Thank you. So welcome everybody to the masterclass. I can assure you that you're going to have a very, very rewarding time here today. Um, where are you joining us from? Can you let me know where you're joining us from? I know that some of you are joining us from Lagos. Some of you are joining us from some other parts of Africa. Some people, yes, I can see somebody joining in from the US. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending. I can see Kenya. Hello, Kenya, Nairobi. Thank you for joining us. Can you please indicate where you're joining us from? It'll be great to know where you're joining us from. You never know, I might be able to say hello to you in your local language. So just let us know where you're joining us from. And before we, Lagos, thank you. Welcome. Welcome, Lagos. Um, as you would have seen, before we start, hello from Abia. Hello from Abia. Kedu, I hope I got that right. Kedu Kodi, I hope I got that right. Um, as you would have seen on your screen when you logged on, there's a quiz on your screen. We like to do these things just to gauge your knowledge about the subject matter. But you're not doing it for nothing. If you answer those questions, we're going to pick a winner at the end of this masterclass. And there are various prizes for the winners. Prizes range from airtime, very generous airtime, and prices range from very generous airtime and going to generous discounts on the fees for the full course. You never know, you might even win a prize that would give you the full course for free. So gets to answering the questions on the quiz, and you never know what prizes may come your way. I don't mind if you use Google. Google is always your best friend, uh, as long as you answer the questions. Anyway, so let's get on to it. Um, it's Friday the 19th of April, and it's 6:33. So we're going to start with going through the agenda for this masterclass. I'll just share my screen. Um, okay, can you all see my screen? Okay, can you all see my screen now? Okay, thank you. All right. Um, so again, I say welcome to every one of you. The agenda for today is, well, we're going through the first item on the agenda now. Welcome to the master class. After that, we'll go, I'll tell you a little bit about Generis Academy. And then we'll go on to learning a little about Python and machine learning, coupled with the market trends. And, if we have time, we'll analyze the trends. And then we'll move on to the masterclass proper. Um, Now, once we get to the masterclass, I will introduce the um, trainer to you. We have a very, very, very well, I call him fantastic, a fantastic trainer to you for you tonight. And he will be the one taking the masterclass, and he will also be the one that's taking the full course. So let's start a little bit about Generis Academy. Generis Academy, we are, well, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm sorry I haven't done that. My name is Olu, and I'm the head of faculty at Generis Academy. Generis Academy is a digital platform. We are mainly online, and we specialize in providing comprehensive and accessible training solutions to individuals and professionals. Anybody that's seeking to enhance their skills and knowledge, we're here for you, especially in the field of information technology. We also do a lot of business courses. We specialize in that. We are accredited by various institutes. We do IT courses ranging from, as you can see today, Python for machine learning to artificial intelligence to PHP to full stack web development, mobile app development, um, C Sharp, ASP.NET Core programming, the full gamut of programming languages we do. We are going to start our Java classes very soon. And we also do courses like project management, business analysis, product development, UI, UX, design. Um, Quite a lot of our courses are accredited. We are Cisco qualified trainers. We are PMI accredited trainers. We are about to get our Prince 2 certification and Scrum certification. So you know you are in good hands. When you register with the Generis Academy, there are so many benefits to registering with Generis Academy. We offer you a very, very diverse portfolio of courses. It's an extensive catalog. And once you are registered, our classes are one-to-one. We do not record videos and, just hand the videos to you. No, our classes are instructor-led. They're one-to-one, they're instructor-led and they're live. So, you log on, you attend the classes, you can interact with your trainer or your tutor, and you can interact with people in your classes also. Once you're registered with us, you get access to our interactive learning platform. We call it a learning management system. And this would, within this, you'll be able to interact with, your fellow students. You'll be able to access recorded videos of past classes or even libraries of information about your course. You'll be able to track your progress. You'll be able to engage with the course content and so on and so forth. And then the majority of our courses, the vast majority of our courses contain practical hands-on labs and projects that would allow you to apply the theoretical knowledge that you gain in real-world scenarios. For example, this course that you're attending the masterclass for, uh, about 5 or 6 of the classes are dedicated to practical hands-on labs and projects that you would just continually be able to interact and do hands-on projects, real-world projects. And then registering with us also gives you flexible learning formats, like I said earlier on. There's community, there's support. Once you're registered on the LMS, you get access for at least 12 months. Even after your course, you'll still have access once after you graduate from your course, you will still have access to the LMS. The advantage to that is you get employed somewhere or you are doing a project. If you run into any issues or you need to ask questions, you can always log on there, look for the information or interact with your tutor or interact with present students, so there's that community support. Also, we offer career services. We help you to build your CV, your resume. We help you to build your resume. We help you to build your LinkedIn profile. We give you tips to prepare you for interviews. We point you in the right direction, places to get jobs and so on. You will be invited to webinars that will have some of our alumni, past students that would attend, that will give you the benefit of their own experience, and so on and so forth. So, and you can access these resources anywhere, from anywhere in the world. We have students that come from Nigeria, we have students from Kenya, South Africa, we have students in Europe, we have students in the USA. So all of this is globally accessible. I won't go on and on about Generis Academy because I know that you all are itching to get into the course proper. So this is our contact details. If you want to contact us, you can get us on our website. Our website is very, very easy to remember. It's www.generis.academy. And you can get us on all the major social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. And we have only one handle on all the social media platforms. So it's very easy to remember. It's at Generis Academy. Follow us on social media platforms. Our followers, anyone who follows us gets a 5% discount on any of our courses. It doesn't matter what the course is, as long as you're a follower, you're an active follower, you will get a 5%, a minimum of a 5% discount on all our courses. Our contact numbers. If you are in Nigeria, you can send us a WhatsApp message or call us on these numbers on the left-hand side. If you are in the United Kingdom, you can call us on these numbers on the middle column. And if you are in the US or the rest of the world, Kenya, South Africa, wherever you are, apart from Nigeria and the United Kingdom, you can also call us on those numbers. So that's a little bit about us. I will now hand you over. I'll introduce your tutor today to you. His name is Chukwemeka Emmanuel Echeltel Dike. He is a graduate of the NIIT, and there he did an extensive course in software development. I have worked with him quite a bit. He's extremely skilled in what he does. We at Generis Academy pride ourselves in getting the best talents to come and impart their skills and knowledge to you. He's got 4 years of hands-on experience as a software engineer, and he's quite good at blending theoretical knowledge with practical insights when he's in the classroom. So I'll stop sharing my screen now and hand you over to him. If you just bear with me for a second. Okay. Chukwemeka, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's over to you now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Chukwemeka Echitadike. I'm a graduate from NIT, as Mr. Ulu mentioned earlier. So, without wasting much of our time, let's start with the masterclass. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, firstly, today let me welcome you all to the Python for Machine Learning Masterclass. Today, we'll embark on a journey to explore the powerful combination of Python programming and machine learning. Python programming is one of the main languages used for machine learning. Python programming is a very powerful and yet easy programming language to learn. So, throughout this masterclass, we'll dive into fundamentals of Python, key libraries such as Panda, NumPy, scale learning, demonstrates their application in machine learning. And by the end of this masterclass, I'll show you a brief example of a machine learning module and how it works and how we run it and compile it. Python is a high-level programming language known for its simplicity and readability. It was created by Guido van Rossum and first released in 1991, making it one of the oldest and most widely used programming language. Python is versatile and can be used for various purposes, including web development, data analysis, artificial intelligence, and more. It features a clean and easy to understand syntax, making it accessible to beginners and experienced programmers alike. Python supports multiple programming paradigms, including procedural, object-oriented, and functional programming. So basically, Python is a high-level programming language, which it's an object-oriented programming language. It is personally to me is the best. I love Python because it's easy to learn, yet it is very powerful. And so far, in all my experience, Python has the easiest syntax to flow with. So once you have a good understanding of Python, of the foundation of Python, it is easier for you to move on to learn any other programming language. And it can also be applied in Python can be applied in both web development. You can use it for app development, that's the backend aspect. You can use it for data analytics and artificial intelligence and AI, as we are on right now. Python has emerged as the preferred language for machine learning and data science projects due to several reasons. One, rich ecosystem and libraries. Because Python is a very old, is a very old language and it has a very large community. So it has a lot of libraries. Libraries are pre-written codes that developers can use instead of having to rewrite the code from scratch. It's you just use the libraries and you import the function that you want to make use of, like pandas, numpy, tensorflow, and pytorch. Each library has its use and what it's made for. So libraries is not just limited to machine learning. There are also libraries if you want to work on the web development aspects, and in any other aspect, libraries apply. Two, easy to learn and use. As I said earlier, Python is very easy to learn and is readable, and the syntax is very beginner friendly. So, in other words, a beginner friendly language that anybody can flow with. Even if you do not have a solid background in programming, Python is a very good place to start because it will also teach you, you will get to understand classes, function, and OOP, which is object-oriented programming. And that is the basis of all programming languages. That's all, it applies to all programming languages. Community support and demonstration. Python has a large and active community of developers who contribute to its continuous improvement, extensive documentation, tutorials, and online resources that are readily available, making it easy to find help and guidance when needed. So what this means is Python has a large community of developers working together. So if you are working on something and you hit a bump, you have an error or a bug that you're trying to fix and you're stuck on it, because of the community, it's easy to just go online and find help or find somebody else who has faced that particular bug that you're trying to fix. And everybody in the community are always willing to help. So it has a very large community. You can find the community, whether on all social media platforms, you can find a Python community. Integration with other technologies. Python seamlessly integrates with other technologies commonly used in machine learning ecosystem, such as Jupyter Notebooks for interactive data analytics, visualization, and popular data storage, and processing tools like Apache, Spark, and Hadoop. So Python can be integrated with other technologies. That's why, like we said on web, let's look at it from web development aspect now. In web development, you can integrate Python as the backend and use, let's say, React for the front, or use any other technology stack for any other aspects, and then just use the Python for the back. And it also works with Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is more of an IDE that specializes more on interactive data analytics, meaning it gives you cells. You work with cells, and with each cell, you get a response rather than writing out the entire code and compiling it at the end of it. Flexibility and scalability. Python's flexibility allows developers to build custom solutions tailored to specific machine learning tasks. Additionally, Python scales well from small-scale experiments to large-scale production systems, making it suitable for a wide range of applications. As I said earlier, Python is very flexible, and as a developer, it gives you the flexibility to do anything. When working with Python as a programming language, not just limited to machine learning, your imagination is your only limitation. My motto is, as long as you can think it, you can definitely build it with Python, no matter what it is. You can always put it together with Python. Now that we understand why Python is the language of choice for machine learning, let's delve into some of the key libraries that make it so powerful. So before that, let me give a brief intro into Python basics. So as I said earlier, Python is simple, readable, but yet powerful. Python is made up of, in Python, you have variables. Variables are used to store data with ease. Variables are more of, let's say, imagine a box where you have to store data in the box. So the box itself is the variable, and everything you put in the box is data, and it is callable back. So if you need something from that box, you can easily call it out of the box. So variable is just, let's say, a box where you store data, basically. So data structure, it is easy to work with data with Python. We have lists, dictionaries, tuple, we have sets also. All of them are data structures. They are used to store data, large set of data. Control flow, if else loop and functions. If and else is a conditional statement where you set what section or what code you want to run if a particular scenario happens. Let's say, for example, you are working on a data, let's say, for example, you're working on a web development system and you're working on a web app, rather. Yeah. And if the user clicks on a particular button, you want a function to run. So that's where if and else comes in. I won't go more into it. Loops is more of repetition. A particular function that you want to keep repeating over and over again, that's where loop comes in. Functions now, function is a block of code. It's a reusable block of code that can be called on at any point of the code. Like let's say for a particular function, yeah, a particular block of code that you know you will need another time, instead of having to rewrite that particular block of code over and over again in the script, especially when you're working on a large project, that can be inconvenient. So you write it in a function, and each time you need that block of code, you call on the function and it will run. You can make the modifications on while you're calling on the function. Functions also modelize your code, meaning when you are working with function, if you are working on a large project, on a large data, on a large module, you can't always cramp all your codes into one script, which is also one module. So with functions, you're able to create multiple modules so that if you need it on the main script, you call on the module, you import it, and you pick out the particular function that you need from that module. Let's use a bank application for an example. Yeah, let's say we are building a bank, this a bank application. So we put the transfer function, everything involving the sign up, authentication, the sign up, the login, we put that in a module. Everything involving transactions, meaning depositing money, withdrawal, transfers, we put that in a module. So on the main script, if we want to work with the transfer, we import the module and then import that transfer function from the module, and we make use of it on the script. So it helps your code look more organized and easy to use. And if you need to make changes at any point in time, you don't have to scroll through the entire script. You just go to the module and find that function you worked with. Then you make the changes on that function. Now that we've covered the basics of Python, let's see how we can use it to handle data with Panda. Panda is a library used for handling data. So now let's get into Python libraries for machine learning. Let's start with NumPy. NumPy is numeric computing at scale. Hello? Sorry, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Can you can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I can hear you now. So NumPy is basically for working with numbers. NumPy stands for numerical Python. The core features is helps with multi-dimensional array. Basically, if you are working with numbers, let me not dive too much into it. If you are working with numbers, you handle this thing. You go with NumPy. NumPy is array-oriented computing, so it enables faster execution of mathematical operations. So with NumPy, if you have any large data set you're working with and you have some mathematical operations you want to work on it, that's where NumPy comes in. And Panda is for data structure. It offers data structure and data manipulation and analysis. So the primary function, the primary function of number of pandas is data structure. It allows is easy to load, clean, transform, and analyze structured data Whether you are talking of in a spreadsheet or in an SQL table, that's where Panda comes in. The next is Matplotlib. Matplotlib is a plotting library for creating statistics and interactive visualizations with data. If you are making, if you are plotting, basically, you want to plot graph or you want to visualize your data, the data set you are working with, you want to visualize it in order to show a client or to show somebody who is not a developer who cannot understand the code. So you visualize it, then you show it, then it's easier for everybody to flow with it. um, Skillit Learning is a machine learning library that you has tools that provide the tools you need for data mining and data analysis. Whether you're working with supervised algorithm, whether you're working with supervised learning algorithm or unsupervised learning algorithm. So streamlined workflow from data pre-processing to model evaluation, dive into machine learning with skill learning. Now that we've got an overview of these essential libraries, let's dive deeper into each one. So there are more libraries used for machine learning, but these are the basic ones that you would make use of at the beginning. These are the main ones that at every point in time you will find yourself using. But there are a lot more libraries once it comes to machine learning. Introduction to machine learning, understanding the foundation. So machine learning is either you're working under supervised learning or unsupervised learning. Let me elaborate on that. Okay, sorry for the break. Supervised learning is learning with labeled data, while unsupervised learning is discovering patterns in unlabeled data. So I won't really dive into that. I'm leaving some things for when we start our class. The essential concept once it comes to machine learning, training data, which is the examples you use to train data. As if you're working with a module, you have to, once you're working with a module, you have to create a data set teaching the module what you want it to do. Because you have to train the module. You don't just build it and it knows what to do. It is a computer. It doesn't know what to do from scratch. So you have to train it on what to do. And testing data, unseen example used to evaluate the model's performance. After you train the data, you test it. And the testing involves using variables. You test it using variables. Then when you get the preferred output, most times it's not always a bed of roses. Let me be honest about it. When it comes to working with data sets or working with machine learning, you may come across some bugs that may be very difficult to overcome. Let me see. So that is where the community comes in. So at any point in time, if you're working and you bump into some bugs and you're having issues on it, you can go to the community. I myself have been stuck on a few bugs. There was a particular bug that took me about a, over 24 hours to fix. So it is very common. So do not feel discouraged if at any point in time you're experiencing bug or you feel stuck. That is exactly what the Python community is 4. So common taxes in machine learning: classification, predicting labels from a finite set of categories, and regression, predicting continuous values. Now that we've laid the groundwork, let's explore how Python can empower us in these machine learning tasks. Use cases. Several companies have incorporated Python into their AI and machine learning initiative due to its versatility, easy to use, and robust ecosystem of libraries. Here are a few notable examples. Google extensively uses Python for various AI and machine learning projects, including TensorFlow and open source machine learning frameworks developed by Google Brain. TensorFlow is widely used for tasks such as image recognition, neural language processing, and recommendation system. Image recognition. Let's say you're working on a module, on an AI software, or a software where you integrate AI into it, a module that is to scan the face, either to identify, let's say for facial recognition, or whether for facial recognition, or let's say to apply filters on it. That's where TensorFlow comes into it. And for that, other than TensorFlow, there's also OpenCV. OpenCV is another image recognition this processing library that you can use for this thing. Number two, Facebook. Facebook relies on Python for its AI efforts, particularly in the development of PyTorch, another popular deep learning framework. PyTorch is used for research, experimentation, and production level development of machine learning modules across various Facebook products and services. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Machine learning is divided into other subsets. So deep learning is one of the subsets of machine learning. Number three, Amazon. Amazon leverages Python for its AI initiative, particularly in the development of Amazon Web Services machine learning service. AWS offers a suite of managed machine learning services that enables developers to build, train, and deploy machine learning models at scale using Python-based frameworks such as TensorFlow and Apache MXNet. Netflix uses Python extensively for its recommendation system, which plays a crucial role in personalizing content recommendation for its users. Python-based machine learning algorithm analyzes user behavior and preferences to suggest relevant movies and TV shows, improving user engagement and retention. I believe all of us here we know Netflix. Netflix for the recommendation, right? For it to recommend movies for you based on the previous movies you watch, they use Python to build the AI model. That is another aspect where AI model comes in. Uber employs Python for various AI and machine learning applications, including optimization algorithm for rideshare, fraud detection, demanding forecasting. Python's flexibility and ease of integration with other technology makes it well suited for building scalable and robust machine learning solutions for users. Airbnb. Airbnb utilizes Python for its data science and machine learning initiative, particularly in areas such as dynamic pricing, search ranking algorithms, and fraud detection. Python-based machine learning machine learning model analyze vast amount of data to provide personalized recommendation and enhance the user experience on the Airbnb platform. So a real world use case for machine learning, one I would emphasize on is fraud detection. Is you can create a module that will analyze data to predict if a particular transaction is a fraud. Let's say you're working on a loan app now. So you can integrate an AI module, a machine learning model rather, that will scan the person's transactions and scan the person's data to predict how likely the person is to pay back the loan. You can use it to predict how many percentage, like how likely the person is to pay back the loan and how likely the person is to default on the loan. This example demonstrates how leading tech companies leverage Python for its AI and machine learning to drive innovation, improve user experience, and optimize business operation. A lot of companies use this model for fraud detection is one that is very common. A lot of companies use it on their system to detect fraud and to work against fraud. That's why in most cases you may try, let's say, signing up for something and then it won't let you sign up, probably because it's went through your cache of data and your browsing history and it doesn't dim and it looks at it like your logging in is not safe at that point in time or your browser is not secure. So there are a lot of aspects that there are a lot of data it scans through to make that prediction. So now let's work on a practical example. Let me share my screen on another. So initially, I wanted to create a model with OpenCV that will scan your face and probably place a filter on it. But I decided to leave that out. So that would be the first project we'll work on the course when we start the course. So rather than that, I'm just working with a simpler module here. So for this, I'm using Google Colab. You can also use Jupyter, and you can also use your regular ID like VS Code or whatever. But for machine learning, it's most preferable to use, me personally, I prefer Jupyter or Google Colab. Personally, I prefer Colab. So this module now is a linear regression prediction. So let me explain what it does. So here we imported the necessary libraries. So alternatively, we could have written a function. This linear regression is a function. This sklearn is a library. So we are importing this function from the library. We could have written the function from scratch, but that would take way more time. So that's where libraries come in, as I explained earlier. You import the library, you import from the library, you import the particular function that you need. So it imports the library, which is sklearn, and then from the library, we're importing linear regression. So it prepares the data. This is the data set we are working with here. This X and Y is the data set we are working with. Then it creates the linear regression module. This is us calling this function. This is how you call a function. but we'll dive into that more when we are. So here we call the function, this linear regression, this thing. Then we train it. This is where we train it with this our data set, which is this x variable and the y variable. Then after that, we predict using the trained model. So it is the trained model, that is what you use to predict. So if you create a model, you have to train it first so that it will know what it is expected to do and how it is expected to run. So after you train it, then it works with the prediction. Then this next line, we are printing the prediction. So this is going to be a short demonstration. To run the code, we click on Control, then enter. This is the example. As I said earlier, it's a short demonstration. I don't want to go too much into it yet. But when we start the course, our first project will be the model, creating the model with OpenCV, which is the face recognition. That's where we start with. So thank you very much. Mr. Olu, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Chukwemeka. That was very, very insightful. I'm pretty sure that everybody would agree with me that that was quite insightful. Thank you very, very much. I'm just going to share my screen again. Like I said, when we started this masterclass, what you have just seen is just a little bit, a tiny bit of what we have in store for you when you enroll for this course. The course itself is for 20 weeks, and throughout the course, we will hold your hands throughout. And it starts from you don't have to be an expert to be able to take this course, or you don't have to have a high level of programming skill. Python is very, very easy to learn. And with this course under your belt, getting employment, in this skill area is very, very easy. I've been looking at some statistics myself. I meant to bring you some statistics, but I didn't have the time to do that. But I can assure you that Python is one of the most sought after areas where, big organizations around the world are, employing people, particularly in places like Africa, where tech is an emerging eco system. You get a lot of companies in countries like Nigeria, in Kenya, in South Africa, in Ghana, that are waking up to the fact that you can really, really use Python to create a lot of automated processes, which would otherwise have been done by maybe hundreds and hundreds of people, wasting hundreds and hundreds of hours. So, like I said, we will hold your hand throughout this course. We will make sure that you know what you're paying for. It's the course itself is hands-on, like Chukwemeka mentioned. He's already showing you a couple of the projects that you will start with. And I can assure you, don't be scared when you see those lines of code. I can assure you that they are very, 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 very easy to learn. At the end of this course, you will get a certificate of completion. And like I said, we will give you assistance in building up your CV. In some cases, we may even, get you references. We may get you to do internships with us. We will point you in the right direction where you can apply for jobs. It's so good these days that a lot of jobs are now remote, and this kind of skill puts you in a very good place where you can get a remote, well, they call it gig. Um, you can be in your living room in Nairobi and be employed by an organization in, say, for example, the United States or the United Kingdom or the Far East without having to leave your home. So a lot of remote jobs are on the market right now. So if I were you, I would get this skill under my belt. So when you enroll with Generis Academy, like I mentioned earlier on, you'll get access to our LMS. You'll get to interact with your tutor. We have just, in addition to the LMS, we're just about launching a community of students and tutors where, it will be an additional place where you can interact, where we can bring experts in to interact with students. Now, um, what is the cost of the course? Now, you'll agree with me that a course that gives you this kind of skill set has to be very expensive. But my answer to that will be yes and no. Yes, on the open market, the course is extremely expensive. At Generis Academy, we are not just set up to make money from you. We are set up. One of our primary and core ethos and vision is to impart knowledge and help in building a community or field of skilled people. And that's why we are bringing this course to you at a low cost. We're looking to start the course on the 28th of April. And so if you are interested in the course, you have to have been registered by then. Now, for people who have attended this masterclass, we are giving you a very, very large discount of the cost of this course. We're giving you 25%, a whopping 25% off the cost of this course. The normal cost is 100 and, well, if you're living in Nigeria, is 180,000 naira. You would agree with me that 180,000 naira in itself is extremely cheap. But we're making it even more comfortable for you by giving you a further 25% off that cost. So the discounted fee for you, if you're living in Nigeria, is 135,000. If you're living outside Nigeria in the United Kingdom, the normal fee will be £400, but the discounted fee will be 300. Now, in the United States and the rest of the world, South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, and so on, the normal fee is $500 and the discounted fee is 375. Now, if you want to register, well, I must say that this discount only lasts for 72 hours. 72 hours. The discount only lasts for 72 hours. I am going to extend that at the risk of being told off by my superiors and my colleagues. I'm going to extend that till Tuesday. So if you are interested, please send us an email, call any of these numbers on the screen to speak to any of our operatives, and they will guide you on how to enroll. They will guide you on how to make payments. You can make payments by debit card, by transfer. You can make payments by through PayPal. There's so many. We've made it easy for you. And if you have any difficulties, just drop us a note or call us, and we'll make it as easy as possible for you. Now, does anybody have any questions If you have any questions about what I have talked about or what Chukwemeka has talked about, please raise your hand and we will unmute you so you can ask your question. Anybody have any questions? I think if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see an icon where you can raise your hand. If you click on that icon, it will show a raised hand on the screen, and we will unmute you so that you can ask your question. Okay. If there are no questions coming in, I would say a big thank you to you for attending. Like I said, this is only a taste of what you would get during the masterclass. During the masterclass, you will get more. Like I said, during the course itself, you will get a lot more. The course lasts for 20 weeks. I've put the fees on the screen. Write those numbers down, please, and drop us a line, and we will talk about how you can go about enrolling. And to learn a bit more about us, these are the various channels that you can contact us on. You can contact us on our social media. Our website is www.generis.academy. With that, I would say thank you very much for attending. We will get in touch with I've just remembered, if you have answered the questions on the quiz, we will go through them as soon as this presentation ends, and we will contact you with your prize. There would only be two winners. We cannot pick everybody to be a winner, but we will pick two winners, and we will contact you with your the various prizes that you have won. So I'll say a big thank you again to everybody that has attended. Please make good use of this opportunity. We're extending it till Tuesday. From Tuesday, we will revert back to the normal fees. So if you're interested, I've put the numbers on the screen again. Please get in touch with us. Just drop us a note, and we will guide you through your enrollment process. The course itself starts on the 28th of April. So get enrolling. So again, I will say thank you very much for attending, and have a very, very, very good evening, everybody. Thank you.